Alright, so in this problem, I have x to the power of x is equal to 9 to the power of x plus 81. So to solve this problem, if I have something in the form a to the power of m plus n, this is equal to a to the power of m times a to the power of n. So right here, I have 9 to the power of x plus 81. And I can rewrite this as 9 to the power of x times 9 to the power of 81. Now, I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by 9 to the power of x. So these two cancel out. Now I have x to the power of x over 9 to the power of x is equal to 9 to the power of 81. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m over b to the power of m, this is equal to a over b to the power of m. So x to the power of x over 9 to the power of x, this is going to equal x over 9 to the power of x, which is equal to 9 to the power of 81. Now, I'm going to take the power of 1 over 9 on both sides. So I have x to the power of 9 to the power of x over 9 is equal to 9 to the power of 81 over 9. And 81 divided by 9, that's going to equal 9. So I have x over 9 to the power of x over 9 is equal to 9 to the power of 9. And now if I have something in the form a to the power of a is equal to b to the power of b, then this means that a is equal to b. So in this case, I have x over 9 to the power of x over 9 equals 9 to the power of 9. So this means that x over 9 is equal to 9, and x is equal to 81. So now to check, my original equation was x to the power of x equals 9 to the power of x plus 81, and x is equal to 81. So I have 81 to the power of 81 is equal to 9 to the power of 81 plus 81. And 81 to the power of 81, that's the same thing as 9 squared to the power of 81 is equal to 9 to the power of 162. And this is the same thing as 9 to the power of 162. So I have 9 to the power of 162 is equal to 9 to the power of 162. And this is right. Alright, so in this problem, I have 3 to the power of x minus 3 to the power of x minus 1 is equal to 18. So to start, if I have something in the form a to the power of m plus n, this is equal to a to the power of m times a to the power of n. So 3 to the power of x minus 1, that's going to equal 3 to the power of x times 3 to the power of negative 1. And I have this is equal to 18. Now I'm going to go ahead and factor out 3 to the power of x. So I get 3 to the power of x times 1 minus 3 to the power of negative 1 is equal to 18. And now 3 to the power of negative 1, that's the same thing as 1 over 3 to the power of 1, which is simply 1 over 3. And 1 minus 1 over 3, that's going to equal 2 over 3. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 2 over 3. And dividing by 2 over 3, that's the same thing as multiplying by 3 over 2. So I have 18 times 3 over 2. And 18 times 3 is 54. 54 divided by 2 is 27. So I have 3 to the power of x is equal to 27. And 27 is the same thing as 3 to the power of 3. So I have 3 to the power of x is equal to 3 to the power of 3, meaning x is equal to 3. So now, to check, I get 3 to the power of x minus 3 to the power of x minus 1 is equal to 18. And x is 3, so I have 3 to the power of 3 minus 3 to the power of 3 minus 1 is equal to 18. And 3 to the power of 3 minus 1, that's 3 to the power of 2, so I have 3 to the power of 3 minus 3 to the power of 2 is equal to 18. And 3 to the power of 3, this is equal to 27. 3 to the power of 2 is equal to 9, so I have 27 minus 9 is equal to 18. And 27 minus 9, that is 18. So I get 18 is equal to 18, and because this is right, my solution of x equals 3 is also right. Alright, so in this problem, I have x to the power of 3 minus x squared is equal to 4. So I'm going to start by subtracting 4 on both sides. So these two cancel out, and I get x to the power of 3 minus x squared is equal to negative 4. Now, I'm going to, sorry, I did this wrong. I'm supposed to have x power 3 minus x squared minus 4 is equal to 0. So now, to actually solve this, I need to find one solution of x, and then using that solution, I'm going to find the rest. So to do that, I'm just going to plug in values of x until I get a solution. So for x1, that's not going to work. For x equals 2, I get 8 minus 4, and this is equal to a 0. So x equals 2 is a solution. So now using x equals 2, I can divide it with this. So I have x to the power of 3 minus x squared minus 4 divided by x minus 2. And then this results in x squared plus x plus 2. So I get x minus 2 times x squared plus x plus 2 is equal to x to the power of 3 minus x squared minus 4. And remember, that's equal to 0. So I have this is equal to 0. So now to solve this, I get two equations. I get x minus 2 is equal to 0, and I get x squared plus x plus 2 is equal to 0. So for x minus 2 equals 0, x is obviously equal to 2. That's a simple equation. And now for x squared plus x plus 2 equals 0, I'm going to use the quadratic formula, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So in this case, a is 1, b is 1, and c is 2. So I get x is equal to negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 squared, which is 1, minus 4 times 1 times 2 all over 2a. And now this is equal to negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 minus 8, which is negative 9. Or sorry, negative 7. Now I have this over 2. And this is equal to negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 7i over 2. So these are my three solutions.